We're about to interview one of the brightest minds in Covenant University. He is the student chaplain of Covenant University, actually studying economics and obviously is in final year. He has been a mentor and a friend and has taught me a lot of things pertaining to merging spirituality with academics, and I believe I can clearly define him as someone that has walked the path of God, and he's going to share us a few tips on how he was able to succeed in this amazing institution. Sir Esmond Alonge, welcome to the exit interview. How do you feel?
Elated. I'm happy to be a big privilege for me and an honor for me too. Yeah.
The first question I would ask is, were you a science student? Or like, what did you study in secondary school? Just give us a brief of that history, then why you came to Covenant University.
Asking me about the story of literally my secondary school. Let me start with the aspect of why I came to Covenant University. Then maybe I give a backstory to also my course of choice, particularly then. Why I came to Covenant University basically, I think is of two reasons. Number one was I really didn't have much information about other universities, and I think I live here in Otta. Yes, I live not far from here. Although I hadn't known so much about Covenant University, so much good. A few persons talk about the good, but we always hear about that bad stuff. So it's not as if like it was the stories that was compelling for me to come. But I had some of my seniors from my alma mater that also came here. They also like could vow. Majority of them could vow for the school, which was a plus. But I think in particular for me was that one side of it. That Covenant University was just like that easygoing choice for me as part. That's the school I was familiar with amongst other universities. But number two, it being a private school, I knew that I couldn't go to a public school. Like I really just wouldn't go for maybe because of my age, right? I was kind of very young. I came into the university around when I was 15. Yeah, when I was turning 15 basically. So like I was kind of young to now maybe just be exposed so much to the public schools settings. So Covenant University was also that safe space for me. So I wouldn't really say it was that spiritual aspect too. Is now a plus for me now that really compelled me to come. But I think just those factors I mentioned. Yeah, the course of choice basically. Course of choice. That's I'm studying economics. Yes, I'm actually about to graduate. Yeah.
Were you a science student or a commercial student in the secondary school?
Okay. Wow. I'm so surprised you actually asked that question because I was initially a science student. I had always been going for science competitions. I literally covered the SS1 and a part of the SS2 syllabus while I was reading GS2, GS3. Because we have the Jet Club, we are drilled in the holidays, we are staying back in the hostel. I'm privileged to have my dad as the co-proprietor of my secondary school. Home is also another tutorial center for me. My dad is a very strong science teacher. He has that entrepreneurial spirit. So even when they don't have teachers for, you just take on the shoes and go ahead and be teaching. So I'm drilled basically in maths, physics, chemistry, biology, and those science things. It was just my first class in economics for me. I don't know, it was a copper. Can't really pinpoint what exactly made me like all my years of being a strong science person just washed it away to really wanting to study. So it was not as if I was like, oh, not doing well in my science. SS1, as I SS1, I was privileged to be one of the top five in my science class. So I didn't know. I think it's just the economics class for me. I had the conversations, the questions, having to. I just felt more at home, deal with issue of scarcity, looking at the peculiarity of Nigeria, because I know God is taking me places by privilege. I know there are many things I would want to achieve in the economic space in Nigeria, in Africa at large, and I'm wondering if I would be able to have as much impact as I want to have if I didn't have that economics orientation as I have now.
So you're saying that your home was really a very huge part into the person you are.
Definitely, definitely.
Oh, that's really amazing. Okay, so our next question, because we know that Covenant University, one of the core values is sacrifice. And I mean, there would have been something you had sacrificed for your CGPA at some point. So we want to know, what was that one thing that you had to let go because of your academics? What was that one thing?
You know why I'm laughing? Because for me, it's almost like the flip side. I cannot lie. It's as though I had to sacrifice my CGPA for certain things. And not necessarily, it doesn't have to be the same for everybody. Just the cost I had to bear. It could have been better though, but maybe just because everything came at a rush, the leadership responsibility, the spirituality, awareness, thinking of purpose, everything just came. I do old tutorials ever since my 100 level. I do come here to take a tutorial class for my ICANN exams, right? And since then, I started getting familiar with the students. Second week, third week, I started holding tutorials when I said that, oh, these people are not getting what is being taught in the class. I started getting to like basketball in my SS3, so I really wanted to be in the basketball team, maybe just to learn more. So I think I had to sacrifice that.
as well.
Like I said, it doesn't have to be the same for everybody. There's some
Yeah.
persons that do also. I think that that's just my own journey. And a caveat there, I also had to sacrifice my CGPA at some point for the spiritual aspect. Now, I think that's a bit controversial. So it's not for everybody. That's because of the kind of work I was doing.
From what we've learned here, you mean you have to set boundaries so that you can ensure that your success path aligns with exactly what you wanted, right? Okay, so that moves us to our next question because I mean, if I'm interviewing the student chaplain of the school, I have to imbibe a bit of a spirituality in it. So, what is the balance? Because many people watching will want to know the balance between your spirituality and your academics. You've made us understand that, oh, that you had to sacrifice your CGPA, but I believe you didn't like sacrifice it to the point of it going down. Like you are still topping. So, the sacrifice would have just been one or little things, but I believe that there is a way you've been able to integrate your spirituality into your academics. So, we just want to hear maybe just one or two things on your own view on how to possibly integrate your academics and spirituality and to ensure that no one suffers for the other.
Okay. So, particularly in my journey, in my story, I came to that point of realization that God is really interested in my academics late. I'm speaking like an economist now. It's a lot of huge disequilibrium before I started getting to realize that, oh, God is actually interested in it. So, why not do excellence here? That realization is what everybody should have, and I would give that sense of balance. I would mention certain factors that helped me to identify what, when not, what not, to put limits on certain things. I'll just mention that. But so anyone listening out there, come to that point of realization that God is really interested in as much as He wants you to excel spiritually. He wants you to excel even every area of your life. Just that your excellence in all those areas of your life shouldn't be at the cost of your spiritual excellence. Let me explain it a bit more. Like it's as simple as what he said in 3 John 2. I wish above all things that you prosper even as your souls prosper. Right? That is just like Jesus will now say that what will he what will it gain a man if you have the whole world and you lose your soul? That is, even as I want your soul. So Don John 2 is not just saying I want you to prosper. It's actually saying that I want you to prosper, but not at the expense of your soul. You should prosper. You should have good success. You should have academic excellence, but not that you should have to do it in a way that is ungodly, throwing God aside. Certain seasons, there's a way you would have to manage yourself, and so that's I think that's that underlining thing for me, that God wants you to prosper in every area, your financial, your relationship, your academics, everything. But everything should be in the bound of your spiritual excellence. And even every other thing should ensure that they are uplifting you spiritually or they are not negating your spiritual growth. The other tips basically ensure that you have mentors, ensure that you have people you can talk to that can encourage you, examples to look up to, right? Ensure to identify those early and share certain things you are going through with them. So that you don't get to the point, because I think that another thing that happened to me was that I already made the mistakes a lot before I came to realize that, oh, I need to have a balance. I just thought that, it's also part of my journey. It's made it more interesting for me. You don't have to go through some of those sad moments if you can identify a mentor, a friend. It may not be just one person, maybe a forum, people that are doing well excellently. So those things help a lot, right? There are good people out there, even in Covenant University. It's like you don't want to maybe just want to attach yourself
to someone,
just be cool. Yes, honor people. Like honor is a big one for me. You just even find that someone is always there. There's just that person that's always there for you, that's always checking around on you. That alone is a big sign.
Okay, so we are down to our final question. And that is, if you were to compress your 4 years in Covenant University into one sentence, what would that be? One sentence.
I wish I had prepared for this particular one. Oh, my head is calculating a lot. I wouldn't put it in a sentence. I would just use words, like just words. Say grace, honor, and relationships.
Wow, that's an amazing one, Sir Esmond. And so, as part of the interview, we have a final trick question before we ask him the question he wants to leave for the next guest. So, we're going to show him something. It's more like a picture. And we're going to ask him what he thinks. and then that 3 question is going to be placed there. Okay, so I'll be ready. If you were to look at this picture, what's one thing you are grateful for?
Having them in my life and being a part of their life. Big shout out to my parents and my siblings, Reverend and Manuela, my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Alonge. I mean, they have been the biggest people in my journey. I mean, more than I've known any other person, I've known them. And yeah.
What question do you have for the next guest?
What has your journey with God, your life experience, what has it taught you about the most important thing in life?
Thank you so much, Sir Esmond, for joining us today, and I will see you in the next episode.